So there's a new version of Stereo2Depth, and I thought I'd go through the new user interface and some of the new features. So let's just go ahead and take a look. So here's the new user interface. There's a bunch of buttons and a bunch of sliders, and let's just get into it and open a file. I'm going to open up this still image, which is one of the samples I use a lot from something we shot on the GoPro Odyssey. And you can see I can adjust the resolution, adjust all sorts of the block size and all the settings, and then just click update and it will update. This is very useful for larger resolution images that you don't want to update all the time, but you can turn on auto update and just move the sliders around and play with the settings and try stuff out until you find stuff that works for your project. I'll go ahead and speed up it whenever I need to in the video just to kind of keep things moving. And then you can just click export. You can see here it tells you the folder it's exporting to. And there it is, jump still depth map. Export the 6 off. And there it is, jump still 6 off and jump still depth map. They're both there. You can see there's also batch exporting, but we can't do that because we don't have any batches loaded. But we can fix that by opening a directory. So you can see it's batching 923 files. And I'll just bring up all the windows. And there you can see the depth map and the left and right sources. And we can just seek through to a different spot in the batch. Take a look at everything. We can set an in frame. So we're going to choose frame 82, and then the out frame we'll choose as 125. And you can see now we have 44 frames instead of the whole thing. And up here it says batching 44 frames as well. And so I'll just adjust the settings until I find something I like. And then just click batch export. You can see a little progress window comes up. It tells you what file you're on, how far you are through, and how much time you got left. So this is going to take about a minute. You can see it says it's saving to the folder that all the files are in, and then it takes the name of the first file and adds batch to the end, and it's going to save everything into that folder. So let's just go ahead and open up that folder and see how it's going. There's the folder, and you've got a bunch of 6-off images in here. And there they are, number 82, which was our starting frame. And then, it's not quite done yet, but it's getting there. Alright, looks like the batch is complete now. You can see it says batch export complete in 64.15 seconds, so just over a minute. We've got 44 frames in the folder, which is what we wanted. End frame is 125, and the first frame is 82. So perfect, worked great. Another thing that's new in this version of Stereo2Depth is we can just go ahead and open up a video file directly. Instead of having to convert to an image sequence, just go ahead and open up the video file. Let me bring those windows up to the front again. So you can see this video starts in black, so it's helpful to seek to part of the video that actually has some video in it. We can up the resolution, change the block size, change all our settings until you get something that works. Here we have advanced settings. Number of threads has to do with batch processing and how many processing threads are going. If you move it down all the way down to 1, it'll go a little slower. If you move it up to 100, it's probably not going to do much better than at 20, so 20 is good. We've also got file type and JPEG compression. At 100%, if I export a 6-dot file, it's 300K. But if I open up the JPEG quality and move it down to 3, and I export that same single 6-dot, it's now 17K, and it looks terrible. We can also export PNGs. So I'll export a depth map this time. And there it is, our PNG. And we've also got TIFFs. So I'll export a 6-dot here, and we've got our 6-dot TIFF. So you can do uncompressed as well. But I'm going to go ahead and set it back to JPEG now, and I'll move the quality down a little bit just to save some space. I'll set the in frame to 705. You can see if I set the out frame to before 705, we get an error, an out frame error, because obviously that doesn't make any sense. So I'll go ahead and set the out frame to something after 705. So now we're batching 18 frames, and I'll just go ahead and export them. And they're done. You can see it's in this folder, Gucci Pre-Fall 2017 batch. Oh, and there's our 18 frames. And yeah, starts at 705 and ends at 722. Perfect. So we can also do a whole video file and just pull something from YouTube, but for fun, why not? Let's just switch over to Mac and see what it's like on a Mac. Okay, so here we are at YouTube. I'm just going to search for 360 and pull this down. I'm going to click 3D, so we're looking at stereo stuff. And I'm also going to go for this week, and the reason is for that is that YouTube a little while ago started encoding all of their 360 videos into something called equiangular cube map, and what we're looking for is equirectangulars, specifically stereo top-bottom equirectangulars. Even the cube mapped videos, you can still get an equirectangular if you just get the 720p version, but YouTube has recently gone back to doing equirectangulars, so anything in the past week or two is still going to be equirectangular, so that's why we're just searching the past week. Here we've got a music video that looks like it just went up 12 hours ago, so let's just take that. I'm going to go to this website, savefrom.net, that allows you to download YouTube videos, but you can use any YouTube downloading tool or plugin or app or whatever you want, as long as you can get the video. Okay, so now we're going to pull this drop down and go to more, and then I'm going to get the 4K MP4. WebM videos work fine as well. So sometimes you can get higher resolution on WebM, but I'll just pull the MP4 for now. I'm just going to title it, and we'll save that. I'll go ahead and speed this up again real quick. So that's done. So I'm just going to check it out now in VLC to make sure it's top and bottom stereo, and it is. So that's perfect. We can use this. I'm actually also going to go back to that website and download the 720p version just because that one has audio and the 4K does not. And we want the audio later, so just grabbing that for the audio. So now I'm going to open up a terminal window. Running the app is a little more involved on Mac just because OS X comes pre-installed with Python, and you have to install Python 3 on top of that and then sort of bind things to it, and it gets kind of complicated. I'm not going to go over that in this video, so if you can get this far, if you can run Python 3 and then type import CV2, then you're good to go, you're good to run the app. So I'm going to run Python 3, and then I'm going to just drag the app into the terminal window, and that will give me the location of the app. And then I'm going to run it, and you will see this. There we go. It's looking very familiar. We've got our advanced settings. We've got all the stuff that we had on Windows. So I'll just go ahead and open up the video. I'll seek forward a little bit, make sure we're still good. So now I'll just adjust the settings so I get something I like. Okay, that looks pretty good. We're going to leave the in frame at 1 and the out frame at 59:59 because we want to do the whole thing. I'm just going to lower the JPEG quality a little bit to save some space, and then just click Batch Export. And there's our progress window. So here's the folder, and files are showing up as they get generated. You can see in the progress window it's going to take about an hour, so I'll just let it run. Just a quick update, we're just a couple minutes in, and I actually had to abort it. You can see down here it says batch export aborted after 157 seconds. It was just a couple minutes in, and I saw this little thing in the middle here, and I thought it was some sort of glitch, and I was going to have to adjust the settings and start over. So I canceled it, and then I realized it's actually just on the screen. There's graphics, so I started it over. Okay, so you can see batch export completed in 4,024.69 seconds. I think that's just over an hour. And there we go, it's all done. So I'll quit this, and we'll take a look at how it turned out. So the individual images look fine. First I'm going to open up the original video and take a look at the frame rate. Make sure to know what frame rate to import the image sequence as. And I'm also extracting the audio track so that I can add the audio track in later. You could do it in FFmpeg or in a nonlinear editor or whatever, but this is easy since we did the whole video and it's the same number of frames. This will be easy. So there's the image sequence. I sped that up a bit, but here it is, and it plays back fine, and all the images are there. So I will just go ahead and copy all of the audio and paste it on. So now we should have a synchronized video. Let's see if it plays. Alright, great. Next thing to do is just to save it as a self-contained movie. This is going to be in motion JPEG codec because it's literally just a collection of JPEGs. So I sped that up really quick here. It takes a little bit longer, not too bad. On Mac. On PC, for whatever reason, it seems to take a long time, but you can use any tool to, put all the images together that you want. I use iFFmpeg for all my FFmpeg conversion needs. I like it. So I've got a preset here that's 6DOF, and that is just 2048 by 2048 H.264. It's a pretty low constant rate factor, so it's a high quality video. And I'll just hit start, and that should just take a few minutes. Okay, so we are done. Just took about 6 minutes, and Now we've got our 6DoF video in 2048 by 2048, and it looks great. So I'm going to move this to the 6DoF folder located in my Documents folder, and that is where Pseudoscience 6DoF Viewer looks for media. And so we'll play this. Pseudoscience 6DoF Viewer, I'm going to have issues capturing right now just because of how I'm capturing the video. But also on Mac it doesn't look as good as it does on PC, and that's because of a graphics card thing and a metal thing. It's really complicated, but basically there's no tessellation for those who are interested. So it doesn't look as good on Mac, but we'll just take a look at it real quick and see if it runs. Okay, again, the frame rate issue is solely because I'm capturing video. But yeah, it worked. So that's promising. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on Windows and see what it looks like there. Okay, so now we're in Windows and opening the video. Yeah, this looks a lot better, obviously. Yeah, pretty cool actually. I think it worked out really, really nicely. I think we have some issues with the ground a little bit, but the space looks really good. And the shape of the room and everything, worked out really nicely. Actually, I think. I'll go ahead and turn on point cloud mode, and we can take a look at the point cloud. I'm really digging this. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at it in VR now. So the first thing is that the rug on the ground, whatever that is on the ground, does not look right. It's way too high. That's the first immediately noticeable issue, but the whole room looks fantastic. I mean, really does give you a sense of space. So that is pretty cool, actually. Again, the ground doesn't look right, but the room itself looks pretty cool. Just move around a little bit. Let's go ahead and play with lighting. The frame rate is dropping here, but in VR it was totally fine. This is really just a capture issue. But yeah, lighting is pretty fun. Let's go to light bulb mode, see what that looks like. Again, the frame rate is really stuttery right now, but in VR it totally looked fine. Okay, so let's turn the lighting off, and how about we check out point cloud mode. Turn the point size up a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I really like it. Alright, well that's pretty much it. The Stereo2Depth tool is available at reddit.com/r/6dof, and it does photos and videos and exports image sequences and images. Convert your stereo equirectangular photos and videos to 6dof and look at them in Pseudoscience 6dof Viewer, which is also free and available on Windows, Mac, HTC Vive, and Windows Mixed Reality. Alright, thanks for watching. Till next time.